All right. We got Facebook and we got Instagram rolling. So, ladies and gentlemen, I thank you guys so much. It's been an incredible journey so far with starting this initiative that is centered completely around this term of mentorship. And today's episode is going to be actually part of my story, just talking about really the 5 reasons I felt I need a mentor. And I say need and needed because I felt like I needed a mentor at some stages of my life, and I still do. I think we all do. And so if you don't know, this is Confessions of a Mentored Man, just talking about the different aspects of mentorship. Pretty excited about what we're going to be doing. My company, Youth Path of Success, will be ramped up very, very soon. We're going to be focusing on youth of multiple different arenas. We'll be looking at youth of military families. We'll be working with youth of young entrepreneurs. We'll be looking at youth who might be involved in sports. And so any realm, everybody can use a mentor. And so every Thursday, 6:30 p.m., we're going to be talking about this. We're going to be talking about different aspects of mentorship. And I really appreciate you guys from honing in. Hey, Dee. Hey, Toy. Hey, appreciate you guys tuning in. So today's episode is going to begin one of many. We're going to be talking about 5 reasons why I felt I need a mentor. And for those who don't feel like they need a mentor, this episode is probably not going to be for you. This entire podcast probably won't be for you. And so for me, I was in a place, and I'm still in a place where I know I need help in certain aspects of my life. I know I'm not going to be perfect. And so let's dive right in. The first reason why I felt I needed a mentor and why I still do is hope. First one really is just having hope in the future. I think sometimes we get too bogged down in the day-to-day life and we can't see anything past what's right in front of us. It's tough for us to have sometimes hope in a better future beyond our current circumstance. You know, we might be trying to work through a certain situation at our job. We might try to start a business. We may be new parents, and we can get so bogged down in what's going on at that moment where we don't realize that there's life beyond this particular problem or this particular circumstance. And so I think a good mentor, and why I really felt like I needed a mentor, is I needed to know that there's hope beyond this initial circumstance. There's hope beyond this. I look at different realms of business. You know, I follow guys like Grant Cardone and Lewis Howes and Les Brown, a lot of these guys who they went through their trials. They went through their trials and their tribulations. And it's good for me to be able to see, it's what I kind of call like a silent mentor. They don't know I'm here, but for sure they're mentoring me in a way. And they give me hope knowing that, you know, somebody like, let's choose Eric Thomas, somebody who was homeless for a number of years, who took almost a decade to get a 4-year degree. It makes me look at my circumstance, seeing that, you know what, he persevered through it. He got through his situation, and now he's able to really make some significant moves in his life, probably top 3, top 5 of the greatest international speakers and motivational speakers there is. And so for me, that was one of the first reasons. Number 1 for sure is hope. Hope in the future, hope beyond my current circumstance. So I hope when you're in this path of being a mentor and developing a relationship with someone who you can call a mentor, I hope they give you hope. That's not redundant at all, but I pray that they give you hope beyond your initial circumstance. I'll say number 2. Number 2 is guidance. I needed a mentor for sure to focus my energy. If you're anything like me, or if you are someone who has a lot of ideas and has a lot of different energy towards certain projects, you realize you can't do it all. There's no way we can do everything, that we could be everywhere. And a good mentor, I think why I really needed somebody to help sort of sculpt away at that clay, so to speak. You know, they know what one is capable of. You know, it's almost like if you look at a faucet of water, you remember like when we were kids and we had the little garden hose, and if you just let the stream go, okay, you know, it was pretty strong. It really wasn't really going anywhere. But when you put your thumb right over that hole and you focus that energy, man, you were tearing up grass. You were doing all sorts of stuff with that powerful stream of water. And that's, to me, what a good mentor did for me and does for me. It focuses, really hones in my energy to a specific purpose. They know exactly, based on the path that I'm trying to go, they know exactly where to hone that energy, where to focus my time. And oh my goodness, I mean, that's the commodity that we can never get back, right? And that's our time. And so for me, second one was certainly guidance. And guidance can be in focusing my energy, but honestly, guidance can also be not allowing me to make the same mistakes they did, and that overall guidance in life. I can't tell you how many times, whether it had been a relationship or whether it had been a move to a different job, or if it was business related, where I've had a mentor that says, you know what, I've actually been on that path. You don't want to do that. Go ahead and try this instead. That guidance is priceless, so that's number two. Number one is hope. Number two is guidance. Number three, it's having someone believe in you. I needed somebody, and I love my parents to death, but our parents are obligated to believe in us, right? At least a good parent is. I needed somebody to believe in me. There was going to be ideas that I had for different things that I wanted to do, whether it be go off to a out-of-state school, or I wanted to pledge, or I wanted to start my own business. I wanted to move out of Virginia. I wanted to do all these things, and I didn't need somebody who was just going to believe in me just for the sake of believing me. I wanted somebody who genuinely believed I could do it and was there to support me on a continuous basis. And again, love my parents for that. They were certainly there for that. But you know what? Our parents are going to always be there in that realm as 24/7 with us. So me having someone else that was that sounding board that had belief in me, that said, you know what, I can see you doing that. Anwar, you want to start your own business? I can see you doing that. Go ahead for it. Hey, Hannah, how's it going? So, we're talking about these different aspects of really character building, and that big one for me was belief. I said I needed to know somebody was going to be in my corner, and that was huge for me. Number 4 is heads up and getting insight. I needed a mentor to give me insight on just certain situations. Everybody needs that connect. Everybody needs that inside guy. And I look at the current job that I'm at now. I have a mentor who's in my current realm, in the intelligence realm. Now I currently do more of staffing for government contracts. And I have somebody who's kind of a corporate mentor to me. And, we sit down quarterly, we talk through certain things, but they've been in that position, 5-6 years longer than I have. And so you talk about having the connect, someone who has, eyes and ears, in the larger board meetings, and they could say, hey, you know what, this is coming down the pike. You may want to look out for this. And hey, you know what, I heard we're going to change a policy in this realm. You might want to go ahead and get this in. You might want to take this training. And it's so much of an inside man. It's so much of a hookup. Everybody talks when we're in elementary and high school about having their sneaker man, or everybody's got their, their CD man. Everybody's got their guy. But who has their guy or their girl when it comes to different aspects of their life, when it comes to their job, when it comes to your business, when it comes to how to be able to get a heads up and maybe parenting? Who has that guy? Who has that connect? And for me, that's reason number 4 where I needed a mentor. Number 5, this is kind of related to having that heads up and getting that inside man. But you know what? This one is a little bit different. This one is about having the competitive edge and having access. So for me, I needed a mentor. No offense, but I didn't want to be on the same playing field as my peers. I wanted to know that at any situation, whether it be a new job or if I was going into a new arena where I wasn't as familiar, where I had somebody to really put me onto the game before I even got there. And so, for example, venturing out into the entrepreneurial world, starting to write books, starting to develop programs for youth and all that. I know there's a lot of competition out there. I know there's a lot of companies like Big Brother, Big Sister. There's companies that do phenomenal jobs. But you know what? I want that competitive edge. I don't want to just be on the same playing field as everybody else. I have a business strategist, and I also have someone who's working with me when it comes to tax planning for my business. And you know what? I don't want to, no offense, end up like a lot of our generation probably will end up when it comes to 30, 40 years down the road, and you're trying to make up funds, or you never started really investing and all that kind of stuff. So right now, my business strategist and my CPA, you know what? They give me that competitive edge. All of my moves that I make business-wise, they all are in line with the current tax law. So that way I'm getting revenue on a continual basis for things that I'm already going to do. You talk to some of these guys who does estate planning, and they do a lot of these high-end clients. They told me a lot of our age range, they don't have many clients in our age range. And there's no restriction to that. So why aren't more of people in our age range doing that? They never really had somebody to give them that kind of access, to give them that kind of competitive edge, and so very, very grateful for that. Very, very grateful to have mentors for those, those hookups, those inside paths that most people just don't have. And so those are really the five reasons why I needed a mentor, and still do to this day. That's the hope, guidance, belief, giving me the heads up or giving me that insight, and having that competitive edge. And so that is what I had for you guys today. I appreciate you following. We will continue to talk on different aspects of mentorship. We'll have different guests in our upcoming interviews coming very soon. Every Thursday, you can join us live here. We will actually transition, if you're on Instagram following us, we will transition next week over to the business page of Youth Path of Success. We'll be transitioning over to that. If you're watching on Facebook, we'll actually be transitioning in a few weeks over to the Youth Path of Success business page very soon. But I appreciate you guys for following. More content coming up soon. Again, you can join me every single Thursday. If you have a particular aspect of mentoring or mentorship that you want to talk about, or if you had a great story of somebody who was pivotal in your life, drop me a comment. I'd love to be able to hear from it. I'd love to be able to hear your story. So with that, we'll wrap up. Have a great one, guys.